Well, we've finally been able to get all of our chickens out of the coop. They seem way happier with all their extra space. We're still working on improving the gate to their area. As you can see, they're all so much happier. We had them separated into the A-frame here. We put more little babies in there so they wouldn't get picked on. We put some stuff in here for them to jump up on and kind of play around with. And here is the second coop that we'd had more of the bigger birds in. You can see they're so stinking cute. It's my little flock. The funny thing is, I already fed them today, so they're just acting crazy. There are a couple of them where I swear they haven't been growing at all. There's one of the little ones. Where's the babies? There's a baby. You. Give the birds their daily exercise. I never thought I'd be able to have so much fun with chickens. What are you guys doing? You already ate. You already ate. If I gave you more food, you'd just get fat. Let's go and see how our pregnant mamas are doing. So right now we have all of our mamas on a wet cob. It's got molasses in it, which is good for expecting mamas. Along with the wet cob, we have a bale of alfalfa. Here they are, just hanging out. What are you doing, Sheepy? What are you doing, huh? How's pregnancy treating you, huh? One of the ways to tell when one of your mamas is getting close to expecting is looking at their udders. As they get closer to having their babies, their udders will drop and their teats will kind of start angling outwards. Daisy here, who is most likely the last one to be bred because she was younger, is the farthest from having babies. Whereas if you look at some of the other goats, their udders are way more developed. You can see here, for instance, that Chubbs' udders have dropped a little more. Her nipples are even bigger than the other ones, like Daisy I was just showing you. When you're breeding goats and selecting ones that you want to kind of carry on certain traits, some traits that you look for are not just physical, it's personality-wise. Seals, for instance, is one of the friendlier goats we have, so I'm really looking forward to her babies because I'm hopeful they'll have her personality. Another personality I like is Daisy's. She's super friendly and not standoffish. Chubbs, on the other hand, she's way more standoffish, which is fine. I do like how she looks physically. She's a big girl. She carries her weight well. So I'm thinking that she's gonna have a super healthy pregnancy with lots of babies. Are you ready to be a dad, bro? Are you ready? You have 4 baby mamas. What do you think about that? That's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of responsibility. So male goats, they can breed year-round, even starting at 7 weeks old. It's encouraged that you remove males from their siblings at that age because they can actually impregnate their mom and other females from other litters. Males can go into what's called a rut, where they start kind of acting crazy. They start kicking, kind of like Prince just was, and they'll even try and mount females that aren't in heat. Also something called inline breeding, and that's where breeders closely breed their goats, so like a grandfather to a granddaughter. And a lot of time that's done to keep like strong, good traits in your offspring. You can breed sister to brother, but it's not really encouraged, and it's not something that we'd ever want to do. So when we first got our goats, we started with Daisy and Prince. They came as a set. Daisy was too young to breed. We ended up getting 3 more does, which is Beals, Chubbs, and Sheepy. Along with those 3, we got a male. His name was Bean, and he'd been castrated, so he couldn't have babies, and therefore was kind of a pointless addition to our farm. So we sold him to a nice guy whose son was lactose intolerant, and he'd gotten a milk goat so that he could milk that goat and his son could drink that. It took a while for them to start liking Prince because they'd been so loyal to Bean despite him kind of being useless to their reproduction. I was doing the math, and it's been 167 days since we had all 4 girls with our one buck. And the goats, they go through a gestation period that lasts 145 to 155 days. We don't know exactly when our girls decided to breed with him, because usually they breed at night. They're night owls. We saw Prince mount the females a few times. It only takes 1 time, but we don't know when they actually took. Looking at their different sizes, it seems like Chubbs is the most pregnant, and behind her is Beals, and then the third in line looks to be Sheepy, and then Daisy. So we've kind of been looking at them to see when we think they'll have babies. Some of the things that you look for are their udders. You can also look at their lady bits, and there'll be like a white-ish kind of stringy discharge, and that's to prepare them to give birth. One of the other things that you can look for is near the tail head. When they get close to having their babies, they'll kind of angle the tail head up and lay their tail against the back of their haunches up here. Looking at our mommas, most all their udders are still pretty underdeveloped. If you're looking at when they're going to have babies, I haven't been able to feel any kind of break in their tail head when they get close to having the babies, like a week to 24 hours out. You'll actually be able to squeeze the base of their tail and touch your fingers to it. I'm honestly in no huge rush to have the babies. I just want them to have good long pregnancies with healthy babies where the mamas can come out on the other side healthy and producing all the milk that they can for their kids. So I'm perfectly fine having them take as long as they want. When the mamas do get close to kidding, we'll set up an area within the barn for them that's kind of closed off so the babies can't wander out into the elements. In case it snows or it rains or anything like that, we'll have fresh hay laid down and water available within the kidding area. Until we get to the point where we expect the moms to be kidding soon, we'll kind of leave the gate separating the inside from the outside open so that they can lay in the sun and wander around as they see fit. I want them to be healthy and moving around all the way up until when they kid. Are you gonna have your baby? Are you gonna have your babies anytime soon? You're a big healthy mama. I'm looking forward to seeing your babies. I am. You got some crazy hair right here, lady. You do. You're gonna be a good mama, huh? I bet so. And then Daisy here, who's made our alfalfa bale, her personal little bed. Yeah. You don't even care that the other goats need to eat this, huh? You don't. You don't. I can hear her stomach making all sorts of noises. Is that your babies? Are they trying to talk to me? Trying to say hello? Hey, babies. Hey, babies. What are you guys doing in there? Will you tell your babies hello for me? Daisy is so stinking cute. Oh, we kind of look crazy from this angle. There. One thing that I really, really hope is that her babies have her long horns and her kind of nice light brown blonde color. I just think it's so pretty. Gosh, I just love her colors. I've never seen a boar goat that looks like that. I haven't. And her horns are so much longer than the other ones too. You're just unique. Am I not paying you enough attention? Is that what it is, Beals? Is that what it is? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What are you doing, chickadee? Here you go. Here you have it. On this beautiful 27th of October, we are not expecting babies. We aren't. Until then, everyone can just keep lounging around and relaxing. Right. So here's all of our female Muscovies. They're just so pretty. I had no idea what these birds were before we kind of stumbled upon them online and I started researching. I mentioned before that Muscovy meat is very unlike normal kind of runner duck meat. It's been related to veal or expensive ham. That's what the internet says. We haven't tried any ourselves yet. These birds are just so wild. Look at, like Peter Piper of birds. They're so stinking funny. Want to go around again? You just stretch your little legs. I don't even have food or their little feed bucket. What do you guys want? As you can see, we had an accident on Iron Barn Farms. What's crazy about this is it wasn't even that terribly windy, and our roommate in the morning walked out and he said, just so you know, something happened, but everyone's fine. I had no idea what he was talking about until we came out and looked at the tree. The crazy thing though is that feeder right there had just been moved out here the day before. And by it is where the calves usually sleep. And since the tree fell at night, it's likely they were sleeping right next to it. And because the feeder was there, this big huge tree, the cottonwood, didn't squish them. I never asked you. What do you think of this new place, huh? What do you think of it? What do you think of it? You're so pretty. You've gotten so big, you have. You have. Right. Do you like boot scratches? Do you like boot scratches? You like any kind of scratches? You do. You're just a lover. You're just a lover. What? What you doing with the big nose ears? What? What? Are you trying to play? Alright, all you homesteaders out there, thanks again for tuning in on another week of Iron Barn Farms. Thanks for coming along as I updated you on the status of our pregnant goats. I showed you our crazy chickens and the destructive winds of Pullman. If you liked what you saw, feel free to comment, like, subscribe. Look forward to seeing you all next week. Until then, I guess I should get back to my homework. I'm done procrastinating.